I'm dry as a desert, stretched out in the heat. Bare-bone crazy, I've stripped down to my faith. This love is a hunger, desperate for the rain. Feels like 80 loaded tons of runaway train. Now I pray every day for the rain to come, wash my body, cool this ground. Fields are burning in a golden flame. Feels like I'm riding with Cortez again. Now it's so surreal, so surreal. Suit for $1, Lord, and some beat-up shoes. I got an old hat and a copy of the news. I got a long ride on a freight train moving slow. I got a suitcase and a pocket full of blues. Now my baby, she left me not so long ago. She met a stranger down south in New Orleans. She left me standing in the pouring rain. She said, "Poor boy, it's time I gotta go." Well, that's alright, yeah, I don't mind. You know, time can ease a worried mind. That's okay, tell me what I say. I got a suitcase and a pocket full of blues. I got a suitcase and a pocket full of blues. Well, you know it ain't easy, baby, this I know. You're the one that makes my motor run. When you're not around, baby, this old engine, it don't run.
I need a boost to make my motor go.
Well, that's alright, yeah, I don't mind. You know, time can heal a worried mind. That's okay, tell me what I said. Got a suitcase and a pocket full of blues. Well, that's alright, yeah, I don't mind. You know, time can heal a worried mind. That's okay, tell me what I say. Got a suitcase and a pocket full of blues. Suitcase and a pocket full of blues. Got a suitcase and a pocket full of blues. Got a suitcase and a pocket full of blues. There's a high wind blowing down underneath the midnight sky on fire, and I yearn and turn my eyes to all I see. Oh, north wind, how I long for you. Now the tides turn, seasons change. Friends like oceans draw back home again, and I yearn and turn my eyes to all I see. Oh, north wind, how I long for you. So blow, you cold wind, blow on, blow There's a high wind blowing down underneath the midnight sky on fire, and I yearn and turn my eyes to all I see. Oh, north wind, how I long for you. Oh, north wind, how I long for you. Oh, north wind, how I long for you. Now I woke up, was early this morning. The cold, it was barking at my door. There was snow drifting by my window, no shadows on my floor. There were gray clouds on the mountain, smell of wood smoke in the air. I guess it's time to start arranging all of summer's affairs. Now I dreamed I was down in Mexico, underneath the blue Pacific sky, with my brown-eyed, dark-haired señorita. Oh, how we danced through the night. Oh, we danced through the night. Now lately I've been thinking of all the places that I've been. Now there's changes in the weather, there's changes in me. There's that bluebird that sang by my window, I don't hear him sing much anymore. He took the line of least resistance, that bluebird's flown to shore. Now I dreamed I was down in Mexico, underneath the blue Pacific sky, with my brown-eyed, dark-haired señorita. Oh, how we danced through the night. Oh, we danced through the night. Underneath the blue Pacific sky, with my brown-eyed, dark-haired señorita. Oh, how we danced through the night. Oh, we danced through the night. Oh, we danced through the night. Oh, we danced through the night. I got both hands on the wheel, sliding in the gravel, that's how it feels. Sometimes, baby, we lose our nerve. Now you gotta have faith on a dead man's curve. Now the sun came up, but it never went down. People driving in for miles around, driving up that snake highway. Well, it could be night and it could be day. I've been following one-way signs, head south to the borderline. tell me what I see. I got headlights behind and in front of me. I got dust in my eyes, my floorboards weep. 48 hours of not much sleep. I've been following one-way signs, head south to the borderline. Not too fast and not too slow. The people come and the people go. Both hands on the wheel, sliding in the gravel, that's how it feels. Now sometimes, baby, we lose our nerve. Well, you gotta have faith on a dead man's curve. Well, you gotta have faith on a dead man's curve. Yeah, you gotta have faith on a dead man's curve. Yeah, you gotta have faith on a dead man's curve, alright. There's a black line across the flatland. There's 1,000 diamonds of light that fade into the night. I'm just 100 miles from nowhere, drifting in between this haunting dream. I remember your face, and if I could, I'd sail across the sea just to have you near me. I'd climb the highest hills just to see you. I'd walk the lonely road to be near you, and I'd do it all for you. If I could, if I could. Funny how this world goes, sometimes it seems so strange. How in just a simple heartbeat so many things can change. I'm still 100 miles from nowhere, drifting in this dream. When the angels weep, called your name. And if I could, I'd sail across the sea just to have you near me. I'd climb the highest hills just to see you. I'd walk the lonely road to be near you, and I'd do it all for you. could. There's a black line across the flatland. There's 1,000 diamonds of light that fade into the night. I don't know what it is, but it is and I like it. I don't know what it is, but it feels alright. Love is an angel that flies all around us, between the earth and the sky. I climbed a mountain, couldn't get much higher. I climbed to see what I could see. What I saw was a hazy world around me. Sometimes I'm just too blind to see. I don't know what it is, but it is and I like it. I don't know what it is, but it feels alright. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. One night when the moon was shining brightly, two clowns were dancing, had their backs to the night. They danced a tango through the starlight. One played the joker, stole the fool's heart. I don't know what it is, but it is and I like it. I don't know what it is, but it feels alright. I don't know what it is, but it is and I like it. I don't know what it is, but it feels alright. That's the way it goes.
Between the earth and sky.
That's the way it goes.
Between the earth and sky.
That's the way it goes.
Between the earth and sky.
That's the way it goes.
Between the earth and sky.
Been around this northern town, I've driven just about every road. Past the car lot and honky-tonk, out where the dust and the diesel blow. And I've been up on the northern tracks where the lonesome whistle blows. And I've been so damn wasted and cold, I prayed for daylight to save my soul. Then I shouted to the heavens, I shouted loud, shouted to the heavens, I'll kick this darkness out. I'll kick this darkness out. I've drove that road up and down, you know I never really paid it much mind. It's 2 lanes in, it's the same 2 out of the sometimes strike-bound town. Now I've got friends up and down the line, they're all blackbirds crackling on a wire. 'Cause when the daylight comes and this darkness runs, well, I'm back on familiar ground. Then I shouted to the heavens, I shouted loud, shouted to the heavens, I'll kick this darkness out. Then I shouted to the heavens, I shouted loud, shouted to the heavens, I'll kick this darkness out. Daylight comes and the darkness runs, well, I'm back on familiar ground. 'Cause when the daylight comes and the darkness runs, well, I'm back on familiar ground. 'Cause when the daylight comes and the darkness runs, well, I'm back on familiar ground.
'Cause when the daylight comes and the darkness runs, well,
I'm back on familiar ground.
'Cause when the daylight comes and the darkness runs, well, I'm back on familiar ground.
I've traveled this road, I've chased the world around, I followed the signs, this highway is long, and I've stood on your hillsides, I watched the mud and water run past the place where the bones lie of the ancient ones. Now that river, it's cold, and that water runs deep, and it's hard to take back what time wants to keep. Now I'm dreaming about loved ones, thinking how time moves on, thinking how souls need refuge from the blinding rain. Need someone like you. I've been cold, I've been hungry, I've been weary and weak, and I've played for the nickels and dimes at my feet, with a handful of memories and my pocket full of songs. I put the moon in my rear view, I left that northern town. Now I'm dreaming about loved ones, thinking how time moves on, thinking how souls need refuge.
Souls need a refuge
from the blinding rain. Need someone like you. how time moves on, thinking how souls need refuge.
Souls need a refuge
from the blinding rain. I need someone like you. Now I'm dreaming about loved ones, thinking how time moves on, thinking how souls need refuge.
Souls need refuge
from the blinding rain. Need someone like you. Need someone like you. Need someone like you. Need someone like you. I can't stay and wait much longer. I'd like to evaluate my state of wrong, my state of rightness. I'd like to participate, but I got a craving to feed the hunger. Touch my hand to the burning gate, feel the blue steel fire burning. Catch the night's embrace, and it's warm and it's cool. And I'm tired, and I'm hungry, and I bleed for my mistakes. I bleed for my mistakes. I bleed for my mistakes. Bleed for my mistakes. Long before we took this journey, long before the storm and rains, we were safe in the arms of one another, strong in a lover's faith. But time, he is no stranger. Time, he is no friend of mine. But if time can move a mountain, time can heal a worried mind. And I can feel my temperature rising, and it's warm, and it's cool. And I'm tired, and I'm hungry, and I bleed for my mistakes. I bleed for my mistakes. I bleed for my mistakes. Bleed for my mistakes. There was a time in our eyes, true love shine. In our eyes, in our eyes. And I can feel my temperature rising, and it's so warm, and it's cool, and I'm tired, and I'm hungry, and I bleed for my mistakes. 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 Bleed for my mistakes. On a lonesome highway, on a black, black night, Saw the ghost of Elvis, he was hitching a ride. He was shoveling to the left, he was shuffling to the right. You know his hair was perfect and his lip was curled tight. He said, Lord have mercy, I ain't had much luck tonight. I got this old Cadillac on a hot Vegas night. But my motor don't run. Ooh, my motor don't run. Now I've been drifting for dollars, I've been spinning like these wheels. From Boston, the big lakes, to the great gold fields. But out on this highway, it was late one night. I got touched by an angel of a different kind. Started shuffling to the left, started shuffling to the right. You know my hair was perfect, she made me king for life. But my motor don't run. Ooh, my motor don't run. Shuffling to the left, started shuffling to the right. You know my hair was perfect, she made me king for life. But my motor don't run. Ooh, my motor don't run. It's a funny old world. Yeah, it's a funny old world.
Come on, baby. Come on, sugar. Oh, sugar. Oh,
I remember the kitchen, I remember the camp, I remember the plane ride, the letters, the stamps. I remember the sickness, the need for love, oh, it took me like a plague. I hope the memory of that will never fade, 'cause I forget how I gave up, I gave in, I gave what I could to you. My roots were held in shallow soil, and I counted my friends too few. No one counseled me to stay, no one said think it through. No one said listen to your heart, or to your own be true. In my weaker moments, I wanna be your lover. In my weaker moments, I wanna be your friend. In my weaker moments, I forget myself. In my weaker moments, I want it all to end. Now I sit in the basement writing songs. They're all about you and they're all too long. They're all self-centered misery about how you did this to me. I never saw the danger in falling back. Never again will I be so slack in giving credit where credit is due. Give mine to me and yours to you. In my weaker moments, I wanna feel your touch. In my weaker moments, I wanna see you breathe. In my weaker moments, I wanna hear you whisper. In my weaker moments, that you love me. try to be stronger. It always takes longer than I want. The further I travel, the more I unravel all these thoughts. And though I'm learning, the thought of you is burning in my heart. I can see the sunshine, feel the heat, dance to the rhythm of my own heartbeat. I realize it ain't you at all, it's my attitude that ain't too tall. You know, in weakness there is strength, and in shortness there is length. It's not a game of opposites, it's a likenesses and composites. So look inside and you will find some of me speaking your mind. In my weaker moments, I wanna be your lover. In my weaker moments, I wanna be your friend. In my weaker moments, I forget myself. In my weaker moments, I want it all to end. In my weaker moments, I wanna feel your touch. In my weaker moments, I wanna see you breathe. In my weaker moments, I wanna hear you whisper. In my weaker moments, that you love me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I could sit here all night long to watch the way you move. And if you catch me staring, there is nothing you can prove. You're touching me with motion, some kind of energy and grace. I hope I can return in kind, sometime, somehow, someplace. Now I hear the ravens chuckle as they soar and swoop and swing. I watch them ride the updraft, they don't care about a thing. The only thing you ever have is plenty of change to spare. When a body expects a nothing, a body need not have a care. Oil and water, sticks and stones, mother, father, blood and bone, have a combination that satisfies. Sleep under a tent of sky. Well, they say it runs in the family, this fear of pride. And so I hung on to the rail for such a long, hard ride. They say it runs in a family, so it came as no surprise. I could not see the very truth until 2 years ago, July. Sometimes I think it's just another bad habit that I have to learn to quit. I gotta get out of these shoes I'm wearing, 'cause they do not seem to fit. Well, they let me sing, they pay me money. What else could there be? I don't care for your explanation, this one's good enough for me. Oil and water, sticks and stones, mother, father, blood and bone, have a combination that satisfies. Sleep under a tent of sky. Oil and water, sticks and stones, mother, father, blood and bone, have a combination that satisfies. Sleep under a tent of sky. end of a long road, at the top of a big hill, I met a man that I had never met before. There were many, many people, all looking for the right view. And when I found him, they had all gone home. He told me a story about the origin of a humankind. He said, on this mountain did I first believe, and though I did not doubt him, I could not escape the feeling. There was something in his eyes that said he was not from